See, this is what happens when you have a sidebar conversation as we're getting the show started. All right. Rosie Moore is in studio with her lovely husband. And look at this. She wore her crown. Ladies and gentlemen, can you see this if you're watching on Twitch TV /Captain Chris Hill? She's got her crown. I love that. Good morning.
Good morning.
You can grab the microphone.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine, especially now that I see your smile and just the crown, and after all the things that you have gone through, especially since they messed you up. You were ready to go to Hawaii, and then you ended up in D.C. Did you find any nice places to go hang out in Washington while you were there?
We just did the tourist thing and went to all the federal buildings and just took lots of pictures.
I bet you took a lot of pictures. You know, that's my old stomping grounds when I was like, I don't know. I think I was like 10. You know, old stomping grounds. So, Rosie, tell us a little bit about how you became Miss Puerto Rican World Universal. That title, as I say it to myself out loud, that's a little wordy. Why is it like that?
Well, the system is called World Universal Pageants, and then Puerto Rico is the area I decided to cover because my dad was from Puerto Rico. He passed away 2 years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. I had competed in pageants before, and when he passed away was right when I had come back from a pageant, and at that point my whole world was rocked. I didn't really want to do pageantry anymore. I didn't even want to work on our charity, The Gift of Life, because I was just in my own depression and my own feelings. I'm human.
Right.
And I met a woman, her name is Nancy Ellen, and she messaged me and she said, I'm sorry to hear about your dad, but do you really think you're honoring your dad by just giving up on everything? Because I shared with her that I had thoughts about representing Puerto Rico because that's where he was from. And through it all, she mentored me and said, you can do something for yourself, you can do something to remember your dad, and at the same time promote your charity, The Gift of Life. So I said, okay, let's do this. And then, of course, we have the pandemic that happened, and we were hanging out for 2 years waiting for this event to happen. We were supposed to be in Australia. Twice we got moved, and then we thought, okay, for sure we're going to be in Hawaii. And then 2 weeks before, it was pulled because the government said no events over there more than 10 people. So that's how we ended up in D.C., and that's kind of how I ended up with my title.
Well, that's good. I mean, you still won. You got the title. That's what matters the most, is that you won.
Right.
Even though, you wanted to go to Australia.
Yes.
Actually, I bet your husband wanted to go to Australia. And then now, okay, we're going to Hawaii. Okay, at least we're going on a trip.
Right.
And now we're going over some water. But you went to D.C., so the only water you went over was the Potomac, okay? But still, I mean, that's still water, people, okay? Come on, give me a break. I can hear some
Hey,
folks.
we did make it up because after the pageant, we went to the Keys for a week. So we enjoyed our time.
Okay, so at least you did get to enjoy the title. Now, I like that. As I'm trying to think of something, the computer does that. That's pretty slick. Gosh, why am I having such a blank? You're representing Puerto Rico, but that's not the direction I wanted to go. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse me for that one. Boy, I know my age is really telling now. I'm having what do I want to call those, brain farts while I'm live on the air. And I always tell folks, hey, when you have one of those, then your mind is you got too much on your mind. Calm down. Okay, gosh.
Well, maybe I can explain it for you. I represented Puerto Rico at the World Universal Pageant, and then I won the title of Miss World Universal Elite.
Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. Maybe I should play a song and get myself together on that one. You like that? Okay, 24 after the hour, Miss Rosie Moore in studio. Maybe I could. You know what I should say? It's her aura, her beauty is throwing me off. That's exactly what it is. Right here on Captain Company in the morning. This off. I can say the reason why I'm kind of stuttering and stammering right here is because of the beauty in the room. You know, oh my goodness, I've never seen anybody this pretty this early in the morning. Unless I was looking at some website I had no business being on. I mean, to tell you. All right, 28 after the hour, Captain Company flight number 2280 on this Back to Work Monday. Let's get back with Rosie Moore. As soon as I can bring the camera up. Where did that go? See, everything all of a sudden. See, you walked in the studio, and now all of a sudden everything is like discombobulated. But that can be a good thing, you know? So tell us a little bit about the charity that you're working with.
The Gift of Life is the organization that I started with my husband when our son was born premature. He was born at 1 pound, 10 ounces.
Oh, wow.
3 months early. And
I have a daughter that was born really early. Don't ask me how much. Candace was, God, I remember this much because this was like 1985. The hospital, which back then was Orange Memorial, that ought to tell you if you've been in Orlando a while. That's old school. They said if she goes to college. She graduates from high school. She goes to college. They would pay for her college because she was the smallest preemie they ever had at that point.
Wow.
And you know what the ex-wife said? That's why she's an ex. Ah, don't worry about it. Everything is fine. And now my daughter says, Dad, I got to pay back all these student loans. And
Oh, wow.
look at your mother. I had nothing. Look. We had the hookup, but hey. But anyhow, go ahead.
Well, when we had him, we wanted to do something for the parents because we kept seeing that there was a need. Families were walking into the neonatal intensive care unit and they had this solemn look on their face. And it just made me realize that we were looking that way as well. And we said, we can't go through life like this. We've got to have faith. We've got to be able to encourage others to have that same kind of faith that, yes, we can't control the premature birth or what happens, but it's just baby steps moving forward. And from there, we started with cookies, bringing cookies to the nurses. And then we realized...
Oh, now that's sweet. Cookies for the nurses.
Yeah, but we realized that the nurses weren't the ones that needed the help. It was the parents. And then we started with hats that senior citizens made. And from there, it graduated to bears and then emotional support and then full-on care packages with Enfamil and Pampers. And this is where we are today. We started officially our charity in 2014.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you need any bears? Because the CEO has more bears than a little bit. And I've been trying to say, look, you need to get rid of some of these bears up in this house. You know, like these bears like to eat. And we can't feed the bears. See, I got you to laugh. Good. I was about to say, my God, I got to get them to laugh up in here. But, I mean, seriously.
We do need bears.
Okay. Before you leave, we will get you some bears. Boss, you hear that? Pull out some bears. Okay. Now, how much money have you thought about doing like a golf tournament maybe, or, I mean, giving money away to the people that are affected, you know, because I know their hospital bill has to be ridiculous.
We have thought of having a financial aspect to the charity.
There you go. That's the word. See, my brain's coming back.
Because a lot of times the families don't live in the area. And what poses a problem is when they have to stay at Ronald McDonald House and dad maybe works 2 or 3 hours away because he lives in another part of Florida. And the commute back and forth is what gets them because they need gas cards. Sometimes if someone has to leave their job, usually it's mom, they need money to pay their bills. And if we could have someone that was a sponsor financially to be able to assess their needs and help them out, maybe 1 month they can't pay the light bill, and say, okay, here's some money for the light bill. And it's not just when the baby's in the neonatal unit, it's when they go home. And sometimes if they go home on equipment like oxygen or tube feedings, that drives your energy bill up because you're using electricity. So having someone be able to sponsor financially so that we can help someone that maybe that 1 month they're having a hard time would be wonderful.
Wow, I like this. And I also know that the person that's coming in next hour might be able to put one and one to help us put 1 and 1 together so you get 2.
Wonderful.
See that? I'm always thinking ahead of myself. Now, if I could just speak ahead of myself, then I'd be all right. 33 after the hour on Capman Company in the morning. All right, let's talk about the weather. And oh my goodness, last week of the month, I love this. Toronto on the outside, 48 degrees, and it's raining. DC, 68 and partly cloudy skies. Kansas City, 48 and clouds. Los Angeles, 58 and clouds. And right here in Orlando, can you believe it? It's 78 right now, going up to 84. But one of the reasons why we're going to take Friday off, not only because we're going to be out at Infocom, the world's largest audiovisual convention, but the mere fact that Friday, it's only going to be 77 degrees.
What time is that? I still got 10 seconds to get to the dance floor. And the right, brother. Of that. Jerome. Bring me my hat. Did I mess my hair up? Fellas, y'all play something. I'm gonna go over here and talk to this girl. I pledge allegiance to the time. Can y'all sing that? Sing it! I said I pledge allegiance to the time. Hallelujah. Oh, oh, oh. Hallelujah. Oh, oh, oh. Now, what's the word? When you wanna get some, what do you do? No. What's the word? When you wanna get some, what do you do? America. What's the word? When you wanna get some, what do you do? Take it home. Chili sauce. It's the last call for alcohol. If you ain't got what you want, you got to get the hell out of here. Thank you.
Captain Company in the morning, 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. My special in-studio guest, Miss Rosie Moore, in studio with her lovely husband. And I have to ask hubby the million-dollar question. So you might as well, Rosie, pass the mic to hubby.
Okay.
Okay. Hubby, how does it feel to be married to a woman such as your wife?
Well, I try to keep up with her, to be honest with you. She's very organized and very driven. She's a type A personality, so
Okay.
it's very driven. I'm more passive. So we're a good combination in that respect. You got a leader and a follower. So, yes, in some sense, I am the follower. But you also can serve and lead from behind. And so, married to Rosie Moore, yes, she's a beautiful woman, and the pageant queen, and then you have the mother, and then you have me being her husband, and just all the things that go into our life. Our life has been a lot of ups and downs, like any other married couple, but it's a blessing, and I can go into tell you many times of how grateful I am to know her, but at the same time, when God brings two people together for a purpose, that's what it's all about, and that's how people stay committed to each other. If we didn't have Christ in the middle of our relationship, then we wouldn't still be together. We just celebrated 15 years,
Oh, wow. Hey,
so we're really grateful for that.
give them a nice round of applause on their 15 years together.
Thank you.
Wow. Snake, how many years you been together out there? I know he and his wife, they run the American Legion.
Okay.
Good friends of ours. And the joke is the hand claps. He used to do a radio show.
Okay.
And he recorded hand claps, and he put them on his computer. But I have all my computers tied up, so I put the hand claps on a cassette tape, and everybody fell out laughing that you're really playing a cassette tape, in 2021. And I'm like, yes, I've got 8 tracks for crying out loud that actually play. I mean, we've
Wow.
got turntables for crying out loud.
Sure. Yeah.
But that was the most well-rounded answer I've ever heard, because
Really?
usually you would expect. Well, I've heard a couple of times that I've asked that question to somebody that was married to a queen or a beauty pageant person, that there's always a little conflict in there. One wants to rule the roost, and the other one wants to rule the roost, and you can't have two roost rulers.
Right.
Like that, two roost rulers. Whoa, I'm coming up with words. Thank you.
Roost ruler.
Roost ruler, yeah. But I could just tell that you come in with a what is the word? Here we go. It is Monday, people. It's been a long week, and I've rooted for losers all weekend long. You just have that aura, that chill. It's like nothing really bothers you,
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, wow, my wife is a beauty queen, and we're going to a radio station, and just all sorts of things.
Sure.
But you just come in with peace. I
Yes.
see that.
Yes.
And that's a good thing.
Yes, it is. It's a really good thing. You need that in your relationship. I mean, if one person does have to be peaceful, there's going to be times of crisis, and there's going to be ups and downs. And like I said, Rosie is she can be very high strung at times, but I'm more of the violin. I'm the violin playing in the background.
Okay, very good.
And I'm just trying to calm things down. And so yes. When I get those cards from time to time from Rosie, she puts it all into words how thankful she is for me, that and those are the things I hold on to. But besides, like I said, besides the glue of our relationship, which is Jesus and our Savior. But yeah, I mean the beauty that's there. Many years ago, as a single guy, serving God, working in ministry, working with drug addicts and stuff, and being a counselor.
You're a counselor?
Yeah, I was a counselor, not a master's level, but a counselor at a crisis children's center.
Have you ever heard of and I'm going to say this in a tongue-in-cheek way.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of a guy by the name of Louis Delgado?
I've heard the name, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going to give you his phone number. You two need to get together, and he's got a drug rehab counseling center. Does a radio show called The Couch.
Okay.
And I was his producer. We put it all together back in, 2000. And he's got his own studio up in New Smyrna Beach.
Okay.
And he was supposed to come in one day this month, because celebrating 40 friggin' years of being on the air. I mean, my God, I figured, okay, Louis, you've got a whole month to pick a day. And so far we're down to the wire, and still no date of commitment of coming into the studio.
Right.
But good people. So let's see, 46 after the hour. Why don't I do my happy birthdays? Get that out of the way. And we're waiting on Shan Rose to come in the studio, and that's another funny coincidence. See, now my brain is thinking fast. Rosie Moore and Shan Rose on the same day.
Yes.
How do you put that together? How coincidental is that?
Well, it looks like it fits like a dove, like a tail.
Yeah.
So it's, you need the bird to fly, and you need the tail to get direction. So that must be where it's all going to happen.
Tail gets direction. Do you hear that, people?
Well,
So
you have those jets hanging over there. I can see that. You know they need rudder.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Stick and rudder. You got that one right, buddy. Okay. Let's talk about birthdays on this Back to Work Monday. On Facebook, Chuck Knight is celebrating his birthday. Erica King, Jimmy Gray, Deidre Culpepper, Mandy Rose, Rita Daniels, Arthea Wilkes, Yari Rivera, John Smith. And I went to high school with John Smith. God bless you, brother. You still kicking it out there. Charles Blakely and Kenneth Roseborough all celebrating birthdays on this Back to Work Monday. Now, famous people born today. Their born day: Pedro Martinez, baseball great. Samantha Bee, you see her on TV. He, do re mi. John Matuzak, he played for the Raiders. Dave Cowens played for the Celtics and the Bucks. Dan Issel, I know that Slick Vic knows about Dan Issel. He scored 27,482 points playing basketball. That's a lot of baskets, people. James Carvel celebrating his birthday. Helen Reddy was born on this day. Bobby Knight, yes, all these basketball people on this Back to Work Monday. Marion Ross was born on this day from Happy Days. Katy Perry celebrating her birthday. Sierra celebrating her birthday. So we'll play both of them coming up next hour. And also born on this day, you're going to fall out laughing, Eugene Porky Lee from the Little Rascals.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthdays are like chocolate chip cookies. If you think about how many you've had, it makes you kind of sick.
Slick Vic, gonna talk some sports. And then while he's talking sports, I will have my head covered because, wow, I can't believe I lost that many damn games and events this weekend. Right here on Captain Company in the morning.